Hey, what's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. In this video, we're going back in time to 2012. I want to share with you guys a video, in case you haven't seen it, that I did back in March of 2012. I received a video a few days ago from a person that shared with me an anomaly that was spotted on the sun back in 2012, March of 2012. And I don't think they realized that I was one of the original uploaders of that anomaly that appeared in the southeastern quadrant of the sun that created quite a stir. There was a lot of speculation at the time on what that thing could have been, and we haven't seen anything like it since. So we'll come back and take a look at that video footage here in just a moment. But first, over here at the homepage of the website, today's feature photo was sent in by Dale out of Fort Lupton, Colorado. Sky just loaded with mammatus clouds. Look like giant cotton balls in the sky above his location in Fort Lupton. Checking in on the GOES X-ray flux over here at the Space Weather Prediction Center. No major flares in the last 24 hours. Looking at the Earth-facing side of the sun. Video sent in by Scott out of Shelton, Connecticut from today around 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And there's that massive sunspot that's facing the Earth that has beta, gamma, delta magnetics that are the necessary requirements for X-class solar flares. So it's primed and ready. As of right now, no major flares from that large sunspot, but that could change at a moment's notice. And overall, the Earth-facing side of the sun's very active. So look for an increase in solar activity in the coming days. Looking at the Schumann resonance, you can see it's been busy the past week. A lot of large spikes showing up in the Schumann, one in the last 24 hours. Looking at the power outage situation over here at poweroutage.us, 11,600 customers in Virginia, 13,600 customers in New Jersey currently without electricity, and that is from inclement weather, high winds, and strong storms making their way up the eastern coast of the United States. Hopping over to the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, looking at the seismographs that monitor the mighty supervolcano. A little bit of earthquake activity in Yellowstone Lake. You can see Little West Thumb showing earthquakes and Grant Village showing earthquakes in the last 24 hours, but nothing major going on. Looking at some magma intrusion at Mammoth Vault, but no major activity once again at the supervolcano. You're looking at a map of the current wildfires underway in Canada. Right now, as I do this video, all of these red circles represent active wildfires, and they're still showing up on Zoom Earth. You can see these huge smoke plumes spanning for thousands of miles. Looks like they've intensified since the last time I checked in on this map about a week ago, and you can find that map link down below in the description box. I want to take you guys now down to Lakeland, Florida. Yesterday, we looked at videos of a stationary white object in the sky, and this video is of the same exact thing sent in by Patrick from the Lakeland, Florida area on June 26th around 10:42 p.m. And there's the object in the sky that looks almost identical to what was spotted near San Antonio a couple of days ago, hanging out in the sky for a long period of time. Patrick observed this in the sky for over an hour, visible from Lakeland. It wasn't Venus, it wasn't an airplane, wasn't a helicopter, and don't think it was a drone, although that's always a possibility, I suppose. But he observed that for a little over an hour near Lakeland, Florida. Thank you, Patrick. Greatly appreciate that. I want to take you guys now back to 2012. In case you didn't see this video that I uploaded 11 years ago in March of 2012, I received a video of the video I did 11 years ago from a gentleman. In fact, here's the video that he shared with me right here. John W. shared that with me a few days ago, and here's the object that was spotted 11 years ago on the southeastern limb of the sun, hanging off of the sun. It looked like a huge sphere hanging off the sun. Had never seen anything like that. And it was later identified as a coronal cavity. Haven't seen anything like this or even anything remotely close to what we saw back in March of 2012. That's the video footage that was shared with me. I want to share with you guys the video that I posted March 11th of 2012. Here's the original from 11 years ago. Huge sphere in sun's corona. And this is as it was unfolding. This was when it was first observed by me and another gentleman, and it hadn't detached yet. It was still attached to the southeastern limb of the sun. And if you look close, there's another one back here behind the larger obvious one. And again, this is the original video that I posted back in March of 2012, a little over 11 years ago. That's me using my cursor trying to analyze this thing, and I'd never seen anything like it before. Not even remotely close. And even to this day, there hasn't been anything seen like that on this instrument. And I use this instrument pretty much on a daily basis, at least weekly. Here's where I zoomed in, and the reason it's flashing like that, I was using a certain type of magnifier, and whenever I had to activate the magnifier, I had to go up here at the top part of the page and click on a little tab. And every time I'd click on that tab, it would cause, for whatever reason, right there, my page to flash white. That's me zooming in on that sphere that looks like it's just hanging off of the southeastern limb of the sun. I mean, I was completely baffled by what we were looking at here. Again, had never seen anything like it. At the time I did my video, it hadn't jumped off the sun yet. Here's what it looks like about 12 hours later when it decided to detach from the sun and disappeared out of the sun's corona. Get a load of that activity, and have never seen anything like it since. That was a very rare moment in time with regard to observing the sun and this spacecraft. They identified this as a coronal cavity for obvious reasons, because there's a cavity in the corona, but it was still very mysterious. I mean, this long line of what looks like maybe plasma and the round features of that thing that was 20 times larger than the Earth. I mean, that thing was absolutely huge. And if you look close, you can see another one right up there. It's much smaller. This one here is more obvious and very well defined. That really was a super fascinating moment in time. I remember it like it was yesterday. And here's a view in a slightly different format before it detached and basically jumped off the bottom of the sun, disappearing into space. And it looked like a large sphere just kind of hanging there off the bottom of the sun. At the time, there were a million theories going around on what this thing could have possibly been. And it was very unique. Up to this point, nothing like this had ever been seen from this spacecraft that monitors the sun 24 hours a day, and to the best of my knowledge, we haven't seen anything like this since. They identified it as a coronal cavity. Here's where it detached from the southeastern limb of the sun and disappeared, pulling plasma with it. I mean, it was quite a spectacle. And there's still a lot of wild theories going around about what this could have possibly been. And the official analysis of what this thing was a coronal cavity, even though we've never seen anything quite like this since. This was an extraordinary moment. It really and truly was. That was a fascinating day. And that thing stayed in the same location for almost 24 hours. It became visible on March 11th and then detached from the southeastern limb of the sun there on March the 12th. So it was in that same location for the better part of 24 hours, I think almost 24 hours straight. And when I did my video back in March of 2012, the large sphere was still in the same location. It hadn't detached yet. It detached about 12 hours after I posted my video of this very mysterious looking large sphere that was attached to the southeastern limb of the sun. And going back to the video I posted right here, the object was still firmly in place. It had not detached yet. It was about 12 hours away from leaping off the southeastern limb of the sun. What a moment in time, and we haven't seen anything like that since, and that was 11 years ago. Thanks for the photos and videos, guys. Keep them coming. If you guys have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports@mrmbb333.com. If you guys have any videos you'd like to share that are too large to attach to the email, come over here to the homepage of the website. You can always find a link down below in the description box. Look for this red banner that says have a large video. Simply click on the red banner. It's a Dropbox. Drag and drop your video into the Dropbox. Please include your first name, date, and location, and I'll take it from there. Thanks for watching. Have a super day, and be safe out there.